And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Music and Words Club. My name is Matt. I'm the host of the Music and Words Club, which pre-COVID used to exist at the Hope in Windsor on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month. Since COVID, we have been live streaming pretty much consistently up until the last sort of 6 weeks. I decided to take, I think it was September off, and just sort of back with it now. Really, the idea was to try and find a sort of venue, and if I'm honest, I got really busy with life and stuff, and kind of enjoyed the break. So the venue's still looking for at the moment to host a socially distanced audience. It's all going to depend on how we go over the next few weeks with our restrictions, etc. But I have got some good news coming soon. Quite a positive meeting this morning. But for now, I'm going to carry on with the live streaming, and I'm probably going to keep this going even when we do find a venue, just because it's kind of nice, really, having you guys all here online. And so hello to all my current listeners in. So I've got Mr. One Man. He's the first up on the message board. And my mum, as always. And we got 10 viewers on the stream currently. So, like I said, this session is a slightly different sort of style of show. What I thought we'd do is show a bunch of videos from people who had been on the show over the sort of pre-COVID era and the post-COVID. Just listen to their music, their videos. There's an open chat as well. So, if you guys want to come and join me on the show and have a chat about anything you like, as long as it's kind of loosely related to either the club, the arts, I am up for political discussion. I'm trying to remain sort of indifferent, but it's a bit hard at the moment to do that, especially as times like this go. But yeah, I'm kind of open for any discussion. So if you guys want to just sort of drop me a private message, you can do that via Facebook, Music and Words Club, if you don't have my personal Facebook, or you can do it on Instagram. I'm going to be one of them sort of like phone checkers throughout the whole show, so I will be keeping an eye in between when I'm playing videos to see if anyone's messaged me and want to join in. A few people have messaged me in advance, so we're definitely going to have Matthew Willman on the show having a chat. Again, it's your topic, you get to choose. I think we've also got Diamond Bevel. He's going to join us towards the end of the show. And Gabriel Moreno. So they're the three who've decided to join me. Like I said, we would encourage you, if you want to get involved and come and join us, please give me a shout, drop me a message. I'll send you the Zoom link. That's all you got to do. Zoom link doesn't matter if you're out and about on your phone, if you're in a pub, if you're in a restaurant, just come have a chat with me. It'll be fun. Okay, so I'm going to probably play the first video. So let me just find out. I haven't really planned any of this, so it's going to be a bit winging it. But I'm going to play a song which I recorded with a artist called Adams Giles Levy, and he was he's a singer-songwriter from Guildford, lives between Guildford and Spain, and he's just an incredible musician. He's done the featured act a couple of times at the Music and Words Club, and is always quite supportive of what we do. So this is a show. This is a video we filmed for him in the woods, just off the Windsor towpath. So it's one of my favourite spots for shooting. Oh, hello, Karen. Good to see you. I don't know if you noticed, I've got these fancy little logo things in the corner of my screen as well now. So I've finally bit the bullet and decided to start looking into streaming a bit better. So we're now on OBS via all these other things. So the audio should be improved, hopefully. And I should be able to play little sort of other sort of clips as well. The only issue, the latency is going to be further away now. So when you guys are speaking to me on the comments, you might be quite a few minutes behind me. That's the only kind of thing, really. Anyway, let's get Mr. Giles Levy's video up, and this is called Ghosts. It's off his latest EP, I believe.
Rose, a rose, a mother lay a rose on the grave, the one her father chose. She said, well, these things take some time to come around now, honey. It will come around, it will. Water rising up the steep wall. Who will wash your hands and walk out, take the fall? She said, well, these things take some time to come around now, honey. It will come around, it will. Ooh, yeah, the ghost. Yeah, the ghosts. Ooh, they are reaching up out of the deep. The ghosts, they will reach up, they will reach up, will reach up and pull us down. Oftentimes I've sat and wondered why. Well, we never stop beneath these colored skies, you and I. Well, these things take some time to come around now, honey. It will come around, it will. Oh, yeah, the ghosts. Yeah, the ghosts. Well, they are reaching up out of the deep. The ghosts, they will reach up. Yeah, they will reach up, and this old dirty road leads to 7 ghostly towns where everyone, they moved on to pastures new. Staring down the valley at the tears of 7 towns. Oh, those tears, tears, tears. The ghosts tell. The ghosts, they are reaching up out of the deep. The ghosts, they will reach up, they will reach up, will reach up and pull us down. Ooh, will pull us down, yeah. The ghosts.
Okay, like I said, guys, that was Adam Giles Levy with a live session I filmed with him called The Ghosts. It's a fun little session. I remember it being a very nice day. The sun poking through the old trees. Yeah, that was before he got locked down in Spain. And he's doing well. He joined us on a session over COVID, I think, streaming in. And it was really nice to see him and catch up. But yeah, so yeah, we've got a few more viewers online now. And I am going to invite up Mr. Matthew One Man for a chat in a minute. I think he's already joined the sort of stream session. But before we do that, I might play one of his videos just so you guys get... this is another live session I believe we did in the Hope. So the Hope was our home for the Music and Words Club before this happened. Yeah, it was... trying to find it now. Sorry, guys. Oh, there we are. And this is also featuring another one of our regular acts, which was Anyway the God. So them two do a thing together. I think they've collaborated on probably about 3 tracks now or something. And yeah, so I'm always impressed with Matthew's stuff, and I'm always impressed with Anyway the God and how they fit in together. So this song, I'll let Matt talk about it afterwards actually. So we filmed it all in one take just before a Music and Words session, so it's good fun. But yeah, here we go. This is Anyway the God. Sorry, Matthew One Man featuring Anyway the God.
Anyway, the God here to plant the helpful seed. Live in a world that's bored and peeved. Go out the way to get pissed, drunk and disorderly. Waste away left for decay, that's where the pork and beef. Flesh feeds, feeding for flesh, tub for the orgy meat. Beats form the blood in their neck, ready to sing their teeth. As soon as they see red rosy cheeks, canines erect and reach. Pest the skin, parasites leech, life from the body leaves. Now slaves to death, fed in a world of immortality. Greed, pride, gluttony, sins are the seven deadly. 5 venom serpents so wise are fried, the slithery I throw it in. Petrol pouring flame for flambe recipe, we burning this. Hell created, cremated, nobody's free or a witness of the hereafter, heard no testimonies. Back to the dirt from which we came, showered down with rain. The grass grows and earth springs again. Beauty of the pain, needed to appreciate. The pleasure moments, language of the gods I speak least. No need for excess speech or preaching, do not preach until my peeps on the table with me. It's gods and goddesses, portrait the youth for negativity. See, I do this for you, F creating the killing fields. I'm looking for to the E to germinate the seeds, spread life and longevity. Network the living tree, grow fruitful, let spirit be. The root of God is spirit and electricity, see. I ain't scared to die, struggle is ordained. I won't fail to try F systematic ways. Only God applies, I'm dealing with the truth, I'm not accepting lies. Rise above the fear of attempts on my life. 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 Ha.
So that was Matthew One Man featuring Anyway the Gods, and we're going to just get him up for a little chat now if he's there. So right, let me just go on to Zoom. This is the problem when you do your own tech. Right, here we go. Let's see if he can hear us. Right, Mr. One Man, are you there? Matthew One Man, are you there? Oh, there he is. Okay, I can't hear yet, Matt. Is your audio on, bud? Cannot hear you yet, mate. I can see you, but can't hear you. For some reason, you haven't joined any audio thing. This is the wonders of Zoom. How many of you guys have enjoyed this wonderful conversation you've had with plenty of your colleagues over the many, many months? And we still can't get it right, can we? So, technology for you. I'll tell you what, let's let Matt figure that out. And maybe I'll play another video and come back to him. I could play another one of his videos, I guess. Let me have a look, see what we got available. Oh no, hang on a minute, he's connected into audio. Great, okay, we'll go back to Matt.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Great stuff, man.
It's got a Matthew next to my name.
It's got a Matthew next to your name?
Before I'll close the laptop, it's kind of weird pretending.
Oh, I've just...
Yeah, on the screen when I was like sorting everything out. So I'll try and squeeze myself in enough so you can get the hats, which are
well, hey, yeah, you have got a hat.
I'm hoping they're available online somewhere. I'm doing a bit of product placement for you.
They're not, unfortunately, Matt. I think I made about 5 of them. You've got one, Pavel's got the other, and I think we sold the others to a few other randoms. So yeah, they're kind of limited edition ones, really. So you should feel very. I'm actually.
And this one's been bent to a baseball cap.
I've got some other merch at the moment. I've got my Music and Words mug. My camera won't focus on it, 'cause it's trying to focus on my face, but you guys get the impression. And I've put the little blue sort of cup thing on it just to keep it nice and cold, nice and warm, because I don't want to drink it too fast. I need to go to the loo loads of times, so I thought I'd do that really. So,
A long video.
how are you, man? I don't recognise that spot. Is that your room?
Yeah, this is my room. This is studio number 2.
Fantastic. I think I only ever see your shed. So
yeah, so this is I've put my like books and CDs, so you can tell I'm a man of culture.
Fantastic, man.
Behind me.
I've been really enjoying all your artwork you've been putting up recently. I think that's been really good. So
thank you very much. Do you want a sneak peek of the next piece that should be? I don't know when it's going to be done, to be honest, but what I'm working on right now.
Please do, man. Post it all up. Yeah, share it.
There we go. I don't know if that's all on camera.
Yeah, I think we can see most of it. You're on a split screen, so whatever centre's probably most likely to be shown. But
yeah. Oh, I see. I'll do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Andrew Castledyne's also got a hat. He's just pointed out there. He's got one of the hats too. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's where the YouTube video is at the minute. But yeah, so thank you very much.
No worries, man. Yeah, we just enjoyed watching one of your videos with Anyway. That was probably one of the first ones we did together, wasn't it? So
it was the first one we did together, nearly 2 years ago now.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? So anyway, I said to everybody who's going to come join us on the show to pick a topic to talk about. So yeah, what did you want to talk about today, Matt?
Do you want to talk about attempts at gigging in the COVID era? I've got quite a good story. I don't think I broke any laws. I don't know how in depth I can go with a story like that. But yeah, that seems so. I've done one gig in a place obviously I think the highlight musically has been our stream and our video that we put out. I don't know if you're going to show one of me at the end of this.
I was thinking about doing it, yeah. So yeah, I probably will. So we got loads of time to for that. Yeah.
The excitement of the week that came out was quite. Having HD footage was quite something for a time. But yeah, that was interesting. But no, I like everyone. I think it took a couple of weeks when everyone was. And when did lockdown really end? And when did it really when did it end? I mean, now it's kind of began again. I don't know if you're in tier 2 in Windsor. I know Slough's just gone to tier 2.
We're still in tier 1, but it won't be long. I mean, to be honest, I know we've I don't think it's really ever properly ended, has it? Because nothing's come back fully, has it? So which is obviously why people like yourselves aren't gigging, or you're worried about gigging and breaking the rules and the laws and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's okay to sit on a plane with 30 people for a couple of hours and breathing all the same stuff, right?
Well, so, international laws. Yeah, no. So we did that, which did I think without gigs, it's been hard, especially in the last few months, to really navigate towards something, because like up until this year there's always been 2 to 3 gigs a month, and then kind of you could go and do an open mic whenever you wanted. At the beginning of this year, I managed to do a gig at church at 11 o'clock in the morning during a hailstorm, and I was like, I bet nobody else is doing a gig at this time. That was about a month before COVID. That was the last gig I did was at the Music and Words Club. And the last week I think yesterday and the day before, I spoke to 3 different people, all from the open mic scene round here, 2 of which do originals, which one of which I've tried to get to my a folk guitar player, left-handed folk guitar player called Kelvin Taylor, that I've tried to get to my Music and Words takeover. I think he was on the early lineup for that. but he was at my second ever Matthew One Man gig before it was even called Matthew One Man, when I had 3 pedals. And I was just talking to all these people about different gigs and stuff, and about more open mics than more like the Egham Windsor, the Egham stuff, although there was the ticket hall. But yeah, the gigs that everyone's been trying to do, or there was obviously Pete's night, there was you guys' night, but there hasn't been like many. It's been very, very hard to. I took 3 bookings. I think Pete offered, but I couldn't really be bothered to. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to set up and pack up and all of that stuff, and I just kind of wanted to enjoy the Universe's night. So I put out a post on Facebook saying, "Can anyone get me any gigs?" And I started to get quite a few people just sort of link me up with open mics that were going on. And I think I got to about 3 or 4 within the space of a couple of days. I was like, "Wow, that's quite something." And one of them was in Chichester. It was a private charity fundraising event with camping and music, so not a festival.
Not a festival. Yeah.
And it was. They said they had done it by the books, and it was in Chichester in a field in the middle of nowhere. And I ran into like a group of my friends from the festival circuit. It was quite surreal. I was like, "What's everybody doing here?"
I think they're all not a festival, weren't they? So
They weren't. It wasn't a festival. It was not a festival. I hope I haven't come on here and started talking about like highly illegal activity that I've been doing. But it was the first day that there had been no COVID deaths in the UK, and that was the last thing I heard on the car radio as I pulled up, almost edited by a filmmaker. And I thought, oh, well, things are finally looking up. And then it was like, oh, we got 2 deaths today, and it just. Now we're back here again. We're back doing the live streams, and although I haven't seen the streaming gold rush that we had at the beginning of the year, there was a bit of a cultural phenomenon of all the laptop streams, and it was a very interesting time to be a musician.
Well, I must admit, I mean, as much as I enjoyed doing the streams, I kind of got a bit like fatigued by it, And I enjoyed sort of that's why I enjoyed having you guys down the studio to mix it up a little bit,
It was different.
It
was different, and I saw a lot of people that were doing that a couple of months later. So I think we got onto it kind of early. What I was thinking when I was watching, it's probably not possible now. When I was watching Adam's performance, was it'd be really cool if you could somehow go from town to town. If you could go and meet people in their area, film a video, and then perhaps create like 20 minutes of content similar to what we did. It was just something that I thought that would be, but obviously we can't do that now. In a lighter tier, in a lighter lockdown. If I don't, it's so hard to tell the future. But I like what you've got going on with this one. But
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, that's all possible. So but it always comes down to if you put on a gig. Like you just need a space, right? If you put on a live stream or film any content, you got to spend a lot of time setting up lights, cameras. You got to get permissions from various places. You
people filming it,
and it just gets very hard to produce. You're producing basically a TV show, and it's really all you want to do is play a gig. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of a little bit different, but but it's definitely like. I'm going to help Adam out potentially with his next sort of set of live streams they're doing in. I think they just announced. I think Gabe was going to talk about it a bit later on today. There's going to be 4 gigs in a row in a church in East London, and I think they've got a live streaming team there, and I'm going to be a part of that potentially helping them out with that. So,
what, like just all filmed back to back?
Yeah, so it's going to be. I think Gabe will tell you more. There's 4 different concerts on each night. Adam's doing a sort of his album launch, and then Gabe was going to do his album launch as well. There's a social distance audience, about 30. The church is massive, so you can get 30 people in there. Even socially distanced in the tier 2 sort of format, you know, where you can only have households, you can't mix indoors, you know. So and then and then it'll all go out live, and there'll be live stream tickets. But the nice thing about that is you'll have this back and forwards audience interaction as well when you're watching in. So you won't just be seeing musicians speaking to a camera. So
I've missed that. Although when I managed to get on a stage, I had I felt I'd lost a lot of my my mojo, to quote Austin Powers, which I've never seen, but it was not so much with the poetry set, but just the if I say so myself, the sort of quickness and the wit that I'd developed, being able to develop and playing so much live and having it be like a normal conversation almost, but heightened with adrenaline, and people cheering me on. That seemed to be a lot harder to tap into after 6 months without performing. It just didn't seem to have the same. Yeah, it wasn't as getting into that energy, getting into the Matthew One Man persona or psyche was not as easy. But I drove all the way to Chichester to do a charity event, and then the farmer came and said, I don't know, they had these huge speakers, and he made them take them down. So we waited around for about 4 or 5 hours.
He took him down because he didn't like the look of him.
Going to happen. Pardon? No, they were huge. They were like the size of this thing here, which you can't really. The size of a fridge.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was just me, a reggae band, Snippet and the Hot Rocks, and an acoustic duo who I don't know. But so I had to drive all the way back home without playing a gig, and I thought I was going to play a gig to all these people I hadn't seen in best part of a year, and it was not. It was a little bit. It was a little bit, but the gig would have been not the icing on. It was the icing on the cake without the cake.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, at least you had a nice drive and hang out in a field with some friends, so that's like, you know, a positive. So
yeah, and talk about the New World Order and stuff with hippies. It was great. But yeah, that's one story that was just because I think I got told about this, asked about this morning, but that was one story I thought might be kind of fun to talk about, was going to a sort of a thing that was shut down halfway through the event, which I'm sure many people have experienced in this time. And then there was another festival, or there was a beer garden that were having a 30 people event, and they had to shut it down because they didn't want the neighbours come finding them and getting fined £1,500.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's been hard with the music, but I've got my I've been putting out little bits of art here and there, but I've mainly been working on the of things I can talk about. I've mainly been working on my first movie.
Your first movie?
Which,
yeah, is this the animation one?
Movie, yeah. This is the anime. I will show you what I can show.
Yeah, great.
Because there's a few people on the team now.
I just want to read out this comment from Charlie. Actually,
like little puppets.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
So, and they've got little sliders on them, so they can just move around like that. And so I've been building sets.
Wow.
They're really long. It's going to be 10 minutes, and it's all kind of different little towns. It's going to be set in Chaptown, and I did talk about it on the Innerverse when I did all of my Chaptown poems. And yeah, it's been interesting. It's been eye-opening, and there's a jazz musician that's working on the soundtrack, so it's interesting having another musician on a project. I think I'd eventually like to do one with my music, but it's such a big sort of task. And I mean, having a lockdown wouldn't be bad, because I don't think we're going to be able to film it at this rate that it's taking to film. Here's another small little.
I don't think they're going to lock down people for more than 2 weeks though for work though. I don't believe that will happen. I think the government is sort of don't want the economy to go right down the toilet, which is so yeah, I reckon if they do a 2 week shutdown, it'll be non-essential, businesses for a bit. But I think they'll open back up pretty soon. But yeah, who knows really? I mean, it's a different world, isn't it? You just got to have lots of backup plans and just hope for the best, really. So
many little backup plans, but it's going to take maybe 3 people to film. So
wow,
it's not a big cast. It's not. We can work under quite intense pressures, I believe. Although it will need to be filmed indoors, as you know, because of lighting. But that's not something I'm really doing much of, is the filming side of things. But it should be. It's quite a. I've learned how to do some very basic animations. That's quite fun. So there might be some short little loop, as in animation loop videos.
fantastic, man.
Which perhaps might work well with the music at some point. Did you say Charlie's sent a?
Yeah, Charlie just said a comment about. He said that Twitch is a great spot for streaming and playing. So again, it's something I've heard of for gaming, but never really used it for music. So that was related to our last topic. And Eleanor says, loving the hat, Matt, music and words. So yeah, Eleanor's just clocked the fact you're wearing a music and words hat.
Music and words for live. It's been on my back of my door. I just thought I'd whack it on, and then you got all of the different music and words logos there at once. Although this one's inverted, and I do have to do that.
Fantastic.
But
man.
yeah, I don't know if I maybe in a year's time do another HD live stream. Once there's kind of something new to say, that might be.
Yeah, well, I mean,
might be how it goes. I really don't know.
There might possibly be another potential show coming up where we're going to live stream. I can't say much more about it yet because it's not been confirmed, but in potentially a good venue, which means we can probably do something similar to what Adam and Gabriel are doing, where you can have an audience socially distanced, and we'll film and do all that stuff really as well.
I would definitely not be opposed to that.
Yeah. So, watch this space. I'll keep everyone updated when I get more information.
I don't know about the Twitch laptop streams, unless it was on your platform again. Yeah, I
mean, they've apparently got a whole new music category. People performing and mucking about. Well, I think they're just. I mean, the good thing about Twitch, from what I understand, they've got a good community on there that sort of like support it. So I don't know, really, not tried it.
Probably quite user friendly for streaming.
Well, I mean,
I did like the Facebook live streams. They were good fun. I headlined the Egham Festival of Music. That was quite good fun.
Fantastic.
Although I didn't get to meet anyone. Well, I met a few people involved in it, but I didn't really get a. I was just another night in my shed, really, with a little cable running all the way down to the thing. But I haven't done one since the live stream with Anyway the God and yourself and Tom.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I reckon we might leave it there, Matt, and play another video if that's all right.
Oh, hang on, I've got a little.
Sorry. Yeah, please.
That's all right. No, I was waiting for you to say. So, if you don't want me to end up like Fatima, having to retrain, because I'm useless at most things that aren't making things look or sound nice. Then please buy my cards. We got 3 unique designs.
Wow.
I'm just using unique as sort of a buzzword. They are here, here, and here.
Fantastic.
We got the Secular Snowman. 3 Kings done in a sort of Bristol graffiti style. And then we've got this one here, which is based off of a Spanish monk called Don Justo, who's a 95-year-old man who's been building a cathedral by himself for the last since the 60s. And he's so grumpy, and he's so like I don't know, Matt, if you remember Fred Dibner.
No, I don't. No.
You don't remember Fred Dibner? You're like, nobody my age knows Fred Dibner. He was a steeplejack, and he was from the north, and he used to say, "Did you like that?" And I'm sure in the comment, if your mother's watching, I'm sure.
Yeah, my mum will probably know,
she'll know who
Andrew or someone.
It's
so yeah,
like, and somebody saw him taking down, because he'd climb up to the top of it to fix it, and he'd have to put all these little sort of nails in to move his ladders, and you get these two ladders moving at the same time. And yeah, Fred Dibner's quite a character, but he got like an OBE. He was in with the royal family and stuff, and he spent his life destroying the industrial chimneys you see from the Victorian era.
Okay.
And then during the last one, he said, "Oh, it's a shame there's not many of these left." And the interview was like, "How many had you got rid of?" "About 93." So yeah, and Don Justo's kind of like a sort of Spanish Catholic version of him. It's just this eccentric builder, and they
Sweet.
in the Russia Today documentary they send an architect in who knows how these things work, and he's in this building and he's like, "This is terrifying, there's no plans for it." So yeah, that's what this card here is about. It's about Don Justo.
Great.
And yeah, they're £2.50 each. £2.50 each, £6 for 3. Check me out on my Instagram. Just drop me a DM if you got me on Facebook.
So
send me a message.
Just
there.
post up in the comments again, Matt. And my mum says, by the way, yes, we remember him, crazy man. So yeah,
yeah, I'm sure a conversation about Fred Dib, you're gonna go on a journey.
That's brilliant. Well, it's
very relaxing.
Mate, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, and I hope we could do that in person again soon.
To you. Good luck with the rest of the night. I'll be watching.
Cheers, bud. Take care, man. Okay.
Oh, you too. Bye.
Bye. Right. So that was Matthew One Man. I just need to throw him in the waiting room or something. Bear me a second, guys. Oh, he's gone already. It's all good. Yeah, like I said, tonight's a bit of an open platform. If you guys want to talk about something, please feel free to get in touch with me. You can go to Facebook and the Music and Words Club or Minus Tone and just drop me a message. You can go onto Instagram and drop me a message on there. I am picking these up when I'm playing videos. I'm going to be checking on these messages, and I'll send you the link to the Zoom. So all you need to do is get on Zoom with the link, and yeah, we'll sort of get up, have a chat. Basically, anything you want to talk about is your topic of choice. So if you want to talk about, I know, your current situation with the arts, or if you want to talk about a particular group that you're into at the moment or something like that, that's absolutely cool. We'll just keep it arts related, and that'd be amazing. So yeah, just remember to hit me up on that. And yeah, that'd be cool. We've got a couple of other people that have confirmed they're going to join me tonight. So Gabriel messaged me, he's going to join me and talk a bit about his album launch, Gabriel Moreno. We've also got Diamond Mavel, my amazing partner in crime when it comes to music and words, who does the sound, and some amazing poetry at pretty much most events that we do. But there we go. So I think what I might do now is I might actually play something from The Hope. And actually, this is kind of... Actually, I was going to play Matthew One Man stuff, wasn't I? Let me just find another track of his on here. You know, I'll play this one first. I'll play another one, Matthew One Man's, a bit later on, because I need to probably just grab something off the hard drive. But this is the amazing Tiger Band. His name's Kean, and this is how I got introduced to Matthew One Man originally. So Matthew One Man, Kean found me through some sort of channels or something, and came and played a few gigs at the Music and Words Club, and he recommended Matthew One Man. And yeah, they're both loopers. And this is a show that he did, and I filmed a video for him. Just a word of warning, there is a bit of language in this. Not that anyone cares, because we're all adults here, right? So, and this is called Arsehole, I believe. So, and this is by the amazing Tiger Band.
Has anyone had a really shit housemate? Yeah. Can we have more enthusiasm than that, please? Has anyone had it? Right, so I was that shit housemate, and here's a song I wrote about how much I hate my other housemates. Surprisingly uplifting, just in case you were wondering.
Is this the one we're filming, yeah?
Yes. Right, I'm going to break the fourth wall now, just so we get it out the way. Cool. Right. This one's called Arseholes. tired in a second, struggling to think, am I being a dick? Is it really just me, or is it unjust that I be thrust from my home? The weakest thing strewn from a door you help grow, so know this. I will not forgive you for shit. You're a jumped up bitch and a condescending prick. Now we know that you're not worth trusting. Rubber up, boys, it's time to get thrust in your asshole. And that's just where your head should go. Get your head up in your asshole. I know it seems impossible. Get your head up in your. Okay, yeah, I've been exaggerating, but the fact you don't realise the piss you've been taking is making me doubt we can still be mates. Okay, yeah, we can, but I've been betrayed. And seriously, an apology will make this okay. But strangely, no one came to that conclusion. Fuck you, dude. If you wanna leave, then why the fuck am I moving? You're an asshole. And that's just where your head should go. Get your head up in your asshole. I know it seems impossible. Get your head up in your. Okay, whose attention do I have right now? Literally everyone. Oh, come on, guys. Whose attention do I have right now? Nice! Yes, this is full-on pantomime shit, just in case you haven't noticed. Right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to split you right down the middle. Just pick a side, probably this side. It's, like, sparsely populated. So, like, these guys are packed in solid. You guys have so much space. You can do some lunges. But anyway, right, first thing I need is middle fingers in the air. Just for everyone that has ever pissed on your life. Not literally, that's a different kettle of fish. And basically, when I point to your side, what I need you to do is go... Miss the one. Go fuck yourself! Yeah, you got that? It's pretty simple. If you can't, I'd be worried about you. So basically, we're gonna try it all together, and then we'll see how it rolls, yeah? Yeah? Nice, cool. Okay, right, that's good enough for now, but we're gonna need it, like, way louder. Louder! Way louder! Cause you're an asshole. Keep it going! That's just where your head should go. Get your head up in your asshole. I know it seems impossible. Get your head up in your.
Does that not just make you miss being in small, sweaty spaces, just all huddled in together? Unfortunately, we won't get back to that time anytime soon. However, there will be an Arsenal coming to a venue near you soon, I'm sure. But yeah, so that was the Amazing Tiger Band. I remember that night. Hopefully no one's watching this thinking this is actually happening in real life now. We'll have the COVID police on us. So that was a pre-recorded video, everybody. Don't worry, it's not live. We're not on a live stream from the Hope. We are on the live stream from the studio. It's just me playing a bunch of videos. So yeah, that was the Amazing Tiger Band. He is just an amazing artist from the local area. And I think he's in a band called Fleeceline as well, who plays with Alfie Griffin and a few others as well on the circuit. It's just a great, just a great performer. So I think it's probably time that we actually put some poetry in, because it is music and words. We've had 2 music so far now. And we've showed video from Adam Giles Levy. We've had a chat with Matthew Oneman, and we've just shown the Amazing Tiger Band. So I think we should probably get a poet up. Now I'm going to show some poetry I filmed for the Innerverse. The Innerverse is Pete Cox's night. He's a regular performer down at the Music and Words Club, and has hosted many shows for me as well. I say many, probably about 2 or 3, but still that's many in my books. And he's just an incredible, inspiring gent. So he runs something called The Universe, and I'm just going to show you a poem from Donna. So Donna has performed at Musical Words clubs probably about 3 or 4 times. Haven't seen her quite recently, but I'm going to show this one anyway because it's a really nice poem, and then I'll show you a few more of the bits from some other people's stuff. So this is Donna Garish.
Spider. I bloody love spiders. Their bums spit silk fibres. My shit can never be that great unless you know me as a mate. In a witch's case, you would be lucky. Come get spun, my web hides bunk keys. Memories formed by life's thread. A tight rope and you may be led. A spiral journey that tiptoes dread. In a matrix of our complex heads slows pace. Heart race speeds up, it feels like a race. Mind gets blown, sink back into heart space. Now you're home, blessed by a shaman's grace. We weave the threads of love out in hyperspace. Our inner world shapes our outer matrix, an influencer with many a Netflix trick. Get caught in the net, find an exit quick. I don't own you, I just want you to get lit. Legs totaling to its number of eyes, an infinite number, abundant surprise. As we cross out over fear-based times, love leads us back to a more heavenly climb. A spider is the shaman's totem. Unconditional love is the most potent.
Yeah, so that was Donna performing at the Universe live stream, not their live stream, sorry, their video collection which they made for YouTube. So yeah, absolutely an amazing performer there. And yeah, the Universe normally happens at the Herschel Arms on the last Wednesday of the month, I believe. I always get that wrong. Again, it's not been happening again for a while due to COVID, but it will be back soon, I'm sure. I think Pete still does online streams with various people. I think it's more of a closed group, but if you're a poet and you're interested in getting involved, I think well worth getting in touch with him for sure. Like I said, tonight it's an open chat. If you guys want to get involved, have a chat with me, then contact me on Minus Tone Facebook or Music and Words Facebook, or you can just message me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. I'll send you the Zoom link and we'll have a chat. It's completely open. You pick the topic and we'll chat away. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep playing videos until we see Gabriel about 8:30. I think this next video I'm going to show you now is from another female performer. This is called Blue Jay. And this is a slightly different, this is a music video. So this was one that we filmed a couple of years ago now for the City Shake, I believe it was. Again, she's an amazing act, London act. She's performed at Music and Words Club. She's also been at Into the Fire, which is another event that I used to run at the Loading Bay. And yeah, so I'm going to try and get slicker on the transitions now. So I'm going to load the video up ready so you don't have to see my laptop. And this is called Blue Jay with City Shake.
From freezing
And that was Calling Blue Jay, everyone. So yeah, that was to promote her debut album. She's been doing a lot more streams and stuff in lockdown. She plays with an amazing violinist called Maris Peter-Levix as well. Give her a like on Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, I'm sure she'll be back in Windsor soon when we get some gigs happening. She did sort of join us on a live stream at the beginning of lockdown as well. So yeah, that was Calling Blue Jay. Okay, guys. So we're gonna I'm gonna show you some other stuff now. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is going to be a bit of a promo of all the stuff that I've done, over the last couple of years with the Artists and Music and Words Club. Partly for the reason because I own the copyright to these videos to a certain extent, so I can play them as I like. So yeah, I'm going to show you probably a live session from. What should we go for? I'll tell you, let's do Gabby Garbut. So she's another London artist, and this is a live session we filmed in the Old Red Lion, which was one of the first sort of gigs I started doing when I first came up to Windsor. And there was a room down the back of the Old Red Lion before it got closed down. And Mark Hunter, who now runs the Hope, which is the home for the Music and Words Club at the moment, he called that place the Dusty Room. That was his original pub he took on. So we created these a series of gigs and we call them the Dusty Room Sessions. And it's just a tiny little room, low ceilings and stuff like that. We could probably get a maximum of about 30 people. And it got me in the sort of mood for doing sort of intimate stuff. And yeah, we Calling Blue Jay was on one of the lineups for that, actually. She's one of the first ones. And this is one we did with Gabby Garbut and Rob Cochrane as well. So this is Gabby Garbut's session. It's very different what she does acoustically to when you see her band. So I highly recommend checking out her record because it's absolutely incredible. She was touring with the Libertines and things like that last year. And the record is just one of them ones you could just put on in your living room when you're going out or whatever. It's just a really amazing sort of like indie rock record. Highly recommend giving it a go. So this is Gabby Garbut doing a solo version of one of the songs off the record. So here we go.
The sky shed rays of gold over the bleached out city lights. We ran ribbons through the quiet as we cycled through the night, out through suburban silence to a lake all draped in flames, with angels bursting from the bronze and calling out our name, singing songs of salvaged innocence. I hung on every line. There was heartache in these words, but it wasn't mine. Well, my baby takes me to this higher place, and oh, my heart it breaks when I think we were nearly over. So babe, let's play it straight. I want you, I'm going crazy. Oh, it's just where my baby takes me. And local boys on the riverbank howling drunken battle cries, throwing bottles in the water make fading rainbows where they lie. You expose my breaking song tonight as some cosmic lullaby that climbs up out the window to the angels and fireflies. And in my private hell, my prison cell of cast iron fear, you're the moon shining through the bars, lifts me up to the stratosphere. My baby takes me to this higher place, and oh, my heart it breaks when I think we were nearly over. So babe, let's play it straight. I want you, you know I'm crazy. Oh, it's just where my baby takes me. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da-da-da. Well, my baby takes me to this higher place,
Yeah, so that was Gabby Garbutt. Again, highly recommend her album, which she put out last year, and yeah, did some big things like supporting the Libertines and various other big bands on tour. Yeah, just it's a really good record when you hear it with the band as well. So yeah, do check her out. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll play another music video, and I mentioned Rob Cochran, so he was on the same bill as Gabby. Them guys are friends. Rob is an Irish guy living in London. Actually, funny enough, he's got some connections to Slough as well. I think at one point he lived there, which is interesting when you meet someone from London and you just never realise that connection. But yeah, so and he is just putting out some new material. I've seen he's been quite active on his social media, and I wonder if I should show you because there's a bit of a delay. Do you want to see a live session or do you want to see a music video? So actually, I'll tell you, I'm going to have to make that decision, aren't I? Because otherwise, by the time you've got back to me, it would have already happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a live session. This was not filmed in the in Windsor. This was filmed in London in the Slaughtered Lamb, I believe. And I filmed the whole gig for him on multicam. And this one, I remember him performing this at the Music and Words Club once. It was a belting hot day. He's performed here a couple of times. He performs at the Fire Pit gig. He's performed at the Dusty Room session, and he also did a sort of a featured slot at the Music and Words Club. And that session was one of the hottest days that you can ever imagine. And for you guys who've been to the Hope before, in that room, it is literally like you cannot breathe in there when it's hot. When you got a body for the room, rooms of people in there, and I can't even speak or get my words out. I apologise, guys, about this. And it was just, yeah, it was so hot. Luckily, towards the when Rob was about to play, they said we can open the doors a little bit, so we had this nice breeze coming through, and and Rob played us this tune, which is, yeah, I mean, could be offensive, I don't know, but that's what I like really, is to sort of challenge people, and this is a bit of tongue in cheek, but yeah, if it does offend you, deal with it. This is called "What Did You Do with Joseph Jesus?"
Down there in the temple, that time in the temple, you were going bloody mental. Lots of people heard you say, you're not my real dad, Joe. You're not my real dad, no, no. You're not my real dad, I've known it all along. You're nothing but a carpenter, a lowly bloody carpenter. You're nothing but a carpenter, and I'm the son of God. What did you do with Joseph Jesus? 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 You've got people in high places, and all the poor folks sing your praises, while I've stared into the faces of many guilty men before. At the wedding down in Canada, and people asked you, hey, where's Joe? You said, I don't care, and I don't know. And you were acting like Billy Big Balls, buying everybody wine. You bought everybody wine. You said, here, you drink this wine, for I'm the motherfucking son of God. What did you do with Joseph Jesus? 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 What did you do
So that was Rob Cochrane performing at the Slaughtered Lamb, pre-COVID, obviously, and his album was absolutely amazing. His debut one, so it'd be really great to hear what he's doing for this new one. Do check him out on Facebook. If you can't spell it, Rob Cochrane is CORCORAN, I believe. And if I fuck that up, then I do apologise, Rob. But yeah, that was Joseph Jesus. Okay. I think the only thing I'm lacking really with the Music and Words Club stuff here at the moment is the sort of the more hip hop and grime. So I'm going to see if I can find a session that we did quite recently. Bear me a second, guys. Got it up here somewhere. I think I've got some of J Maker's stuff. Corolla, nope. Okay, might just have to miss that for now. No, I did have it somewhere. Anyway. I might have an Anyway They Got track actually. Okay, yeah, let's show you some Anyway They Got. So, right, so this is Anyway They Got, and you've already seen him a bit on Matthew One Man's thing, and this was his live session we did in the room next door. I know we only broadcast this quite recently, but we're going to do it again. So, this is from his Superstream sessions, and yeah.
Hi, so I go by the name of Anyway to God, here today to perform a few songs for you on Music and Words, part of the Music and Words team. Big ups and respects to you all, right, especially for putting this on and giving me another opportunity to be able to do this. Yeah, it's gonna be a trial run. Let's go. Give it the God push. Hardwired my hair bristles, the God bush. Divinity and my deity trace, the law kush. Rule the spirit and aura, I draw a queen with the firm tush. We go on stush, yo, sip on the man look. The best read ever found to find a profound book. Ha, and can cook. Yeah, look for ambush. I am a climb, look for rise up, tie up my candles. Ain't no time wasting time, chat bag of damn pop. Gobbledy goop took space to strengthen move straight, rookie crook, pussy shook, shake the foundation, jukes dancing to zook. No key is mush, hook in the waist, try enter my space, open to yours, look at my face. Ha, get lost in my gaze, these features stay. I've been through a great deal, and some trace a man that can fix his own plate. And no one won't wait, it's for my soul's sake, infinite holding no days high. Say what you say, what you say. Say what you feel, what you feel. Say what you say, what you say. What you feel, what you feel. What you say, what you say. What you feel, what you feel. Ask the question, answer who father you. God is my father, no dada, no mother, who? What we are making do. Come on, see women that helped me further and gave me room. Had many mothers, there were no brothers to get me through dealing with all these issues. Ha, just village dudes. Son of Osiris, young English bastard did pick and choose. A son unique in the heat on earth, I felt like a moon. Found family through God and people. The reddest you, son of the sun, direction is up. F being confused. Enter the unknown with eyes suppressed to reveal the truth and who it appeals to. God was appealing, I'm kneeling inside, I'm screaming for meaning. Beseech to make it through, was pining for my mother. Only your law will do true. Closer to God, reading. Space got some feeling in yeah. Ha. Say what you say, what you say. What you feel, what you feel. Ha. What you say, what you say. What you feel, what you feel. What you say, what you say. Feel what you feel. Nomadic trails. Anyway. Yeah. Warming up. Here. So, I'm doing these because.
Okay, and that was Anyway the Gods. Again, just an amazing performer, poet, rapper, mentor, and colleague as well. We worked together on the Beetroots project, which is just started up again. We've been doing that on lockdown over Zoom with the kids, and yeah, it's been really good. It's been actually great for all of our mental health, really. I think adults and tutors and young people. So yeah, thanks for joining us. If you just joined us now, we are live with a slightly different format tonight. We've been live since 7, showing a bunch of videos from artists who have performed at the Music and Words Club. And these have been videos that have been filmed in Windsor, some of them, some music videos, and some just shows from around the country that I've sort of filmed myself. And yeah, I've got an open sort of platform for chatting. So if anyone wants to actually be on the show, all you got to do is message me at Minus Tone on Facebook, or Music and Words on Facebook, or Instagram. I've got my phone here, and I promise not to look at it while I'm with you guys on here, but in between when playing the videos, I'll check the messages. I'll send you over the Zoom link, and yeah, it's your topic. You choose what you want to chat about, and we will sort of go from there, really. So yeah, so please do that. I've got Gabriel joining me about past, and I think Bavel at the end of the night as well. So he's going to join me about 9:45. So in between, the floor's open. Otherwise, I'll just keep playing videos back to back. If you guys have got any questions you want to ask me as well, please post them in the comments. If you don't want to be on the screen and don't want to show your face, I will happily answer them. So, or things you want me to chat rubbish about, I'm quite happy to do that too. I've got quite used to chatting rubbish since doing this. I used to be a bit shy of cameras and events, but yeah, sort of I'm getting there now. Right, so I reckon what we'll do is we'll play another video. Oh, got Richard Tyner in the waiting room. I didn't realise he was even there. Let me see if I can get him up for a chat, actually. No, let me admit him into the room, see if he's around. Richard, are you there, mate? Richard Tyner.
I'm here, mate.
Hey. Okay.
Got me? No.
We can, can't see you. Oh, there we go. There you are. How are you?
Cream crackered.
Cream crackered. Oh, I just sent you the link. I didn't realise you're going to come and join us, but that's amazing. You're here, so I'm really happy to speak to someone again. So I've been on my own for about an hour now, so I appreciate the company.
I'll be here for the rest of the duration.
Fantastic. What topic did you want to talk about, Richard?
What topic do I want to talk about? I could talk about Parkinson's, and there's no fundraising going on at the moment because it's just so difficult. All funds are going elsewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what. Then why don't you start?
About 150 people around the Slough area, Slough, Windsor, and Maidenhead area.
Why don't you start, Richard, by telling us about your journey with Parkinson's and what you've done for it, just so people are aware. Because I think some people might know your story and other people don't. So, is that all right? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, not at all. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what is your journey with Parkinson's? What's yeah?
I was diagnosed in 2007, which makes it nearly 13 years. I've just found a guy on the websites that was diagnosed at aged 8. And that appalls me because that poor guy is now in his 50s. And it's amazing that he's still in control and still fighting. A real positive guy. So my own journey started when I went into I used to be a bit of a runner. I used to do half marathons. Best time was 1 hour 29.
Wow, that's amazing. So
But then I fell off my perch one day when I realized that I was going round in circles and not getting any faster and couldn't get fitter. So my wife made an appointment. I went to him and he said, click your fingers and stamp your feet. As I tell everybody, I thought I was auditioning for Riverdance, but it wasn't. At the end of that little session of clicking your fingers and stamping your feet, I knew that I had Parkinson's.
So what is it exactly, Parkinson's? Because obviously I know, but I just want for people that are probably too scared to ask. So, yeah.
Is a neurological condition that is constantly on the move. It's a condition that causes you to have rigidity and stiffness. I mean, the first sign that there was something really wrong was my kids used to sit in the back seat of the car and look at me as I would do that with my neck, trying to stretch it as I was driving. And that turned out to be Parkinson's related as well. But it's not all about negativity, because I actually think that Parkinson's was quite good to me in many respects. It gave me a whole bunch of people that I could relate to and who related to me. I became the chair of a branch. I was the poster boy in the campaign to change the name from Parkinson's disease, because it's not a disease, it is an actual condition. It's a progressive neurological condition, but it doesn't kill you itself. And I often, again, think that maybe the drugs and their side effect are more likely to kill you than the condition itself. Apparently, what happens is the muscles around the organs lose their ability to hold the organs in situ, and because the muscles are shrinking back from the major organs. But again, I have no proof of that. So if you've got no proof about something, the best thing that you can do is just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, that's good advice, totally. So, and I'm assuming you would probably do a lot of fundraising for the charity, right? So
yeah, I made it my raison d'etre to raise funds during the time that I was the chair of the Peterborough branch, and I used to have little sayings to get people going, or like, let's put the fun into fundraising, and just generally asking people to help. I found that I had a hard core of individuals I could always turn to. We would run things like dances, and we would run golf sessions, and that was one of the best fundraising events I ever did, was the Peterborough Milton Golf Club. Gave me £10,500 at the end of the fundraising year, which was a superb amount of money back in those days. As Arthur said, when Dudley Moore said, that was when 10,000 was a lot of money.
Wow.
But it's still a lot of money, especially for those poor people out there that can't go out to work and are relying on lockdowns and relying on somebody to put their hands in their pockets so they can keep the roof over their heads.
Yeah.
It's not a good time, Matt.
Totally not a good time for anyone with any kind of sort of disability or condition. I think and we can't even feed the kids over Christmas, right, for their lunches. So what we're going to do with everybody else. So, but I've always been really inspired by what you do, Richard. I remember one of your birthday events. I think I've only known you a couple of years, really. You raised quite a bit of money for there in the Hope, didn't you? So
seems like a lifetime, Matt.
Yeah, the good old days. So, but so I mean, I wasn't gonna get anyone to do poetry live tonight. I was gonna just show you the videos, but I've got a really nice video which we filmed with the Universe. Which I think I might show that one after we finish chatting, if that's all right with you. So
by all means,
yeah.
By all means.
And then I think what I'll do is I'll go straight in after that with a music video with you as the main star. So so Richard probably tells you about that day we were down in Swanage. Do you want to tell us what we made you do? So
well, I was so intrigued when Matt wanted me to star in my first pop video. We met in the car park down in Swan. Actually, we were going to do it up around this neck of the woods, but Pete Cox and I decamped down to Swanage to paint and decorate a house for a friend of mine. And we had a very rainy day when we couldn't do anything. And lo and behold, Matthew had appeared on our premises and said, let's do the video. It wasn't quite exact as that, but I met with Peter Doolan in a car park, and he gave me a Marks and Spencer second-hand suit and a shirt to wear. He didn't bother with the cap or the overcoat, which I think when you see the video, you'll realize it was blooming cold.
And you did well, didn't you? And I remember, you looked very dismal that day, but you were acting part of the part, but you did such a good job of pulling it off. And it was the end scene. What do we have you do in the end scene? So, or should we wait until people see what happens, right? So, yeah. Well,
yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll show you the video first, and then we'll get you back up, and then I'll show you your poetry, and then we'll sort of do that. Is that all right, Rich?
That's lovely. That's grand. Thanks, Matt.
Okay, I'll put you in the waiting room just for now, and I'll get you back out afterwards, just so that I can keep it minimal. So right.
Thank you.
I'll be back with you in a second, Rich. Oh, don't want to double me up. There we go. So Rich is in the waiting room. I'm just going to find this video. So this was a song by Peter Doolan. Again, it's someone else connected to my London sort of guys that I all met down at the Lantern Society, and I'll tell you what, Gabriel can tell you about that. So Gabriel is where I met him, down at the Lantern Society in London, which is an alternative folk and singer-songwriter night for people in London. It was always on the first and third Thursday of the month. And I just loved it down there. It was an absolute gem of a place to find, and all these lovely people with great musical talent. And yeah, met a lot of friends there. And luckily now I've been making a lot of videos for people connected to that sort of circuit. And yeah, Peter was one of them. And that was probably one of the reasons why I set up the Music and Words Club. Actually, was when I came back to Windsor, I wanted to pretty much get the same sort of type of community that they had over at the in Farringdon, and sort of connect that in Windsor, really. But I kind of wanted to open the doors to kind of anything goes, really, with the grime, the hip hop, and jazz, and all sorts, really. So it's kind of a night for everybody. Whereas in London, you kind of got a bit more. You can be a bit more specialist. But anyway, sorry, that's enough of me rambling. Let me find this video. It's Peter Doolan. And it's called Leonard My Dear, and it's starring Richard Tyner, who we were just chatting to, which we'll get back up afterwards. And it's a nice dismal day in Swanage. It was originally supposed to be filmed in Slough, but I think actually the way it turned out that we had to go down there and film on this day actually worked really, really, really well for the music, for the video. So it was almost like a blessing that it happened. So this is Peter Doolan with Leonard My Dear.
Leonard, my dear, how does it feel to be lost in a world where the fakers are real, and your state of mind just ain't a part of the deal? Oh, I know you have the purest soul out of any slag in this fucking hole. And you're in South Harrow again, like a sparrow in the rain. I put you in my wheelbarrow and wheel you away and out of here. Leonard, my dear, Leonard, my dear. Leonard, my dear, how does it feel to be still turning tricks in these times of cheap appeal? Like an old dancing girl who has to strip for her next meal. Oh, I know you don't mean it when you snap. It's just that you miss the life that you once had. And you're on the 114 again, as it's turning down by East Coast Lane. And those frowning faces, peppered with disdain, fill you with dread and fear. Leonard, my dear, Leonard, my dear, Leonard, my dear, oh, Leonard, my dear.
Okay, guys, that was Peter Doolan with Leonard, My Dear, starring Richard Tyner. What an amazing performance he gave there. I'm going to just grab him up on YouTube. Not YouTube. Losing my mind now. I'll get him back in the room. We'll have a chat with him about the rest of that before we show his poetry. Right, are you back with us, Rich? Oh, you could just see a wall. Coffee and cafe. He's back. So we just showed the video. Obviously people saw you walking into the sea at the end. What happened to your shoes but that day?
Well, they had a lovely high tide mark all around them for months on end, but I kept them and I still wear them.
You kept them and you still wear them. And I mean,
they were blue suede shoes, man.
I felt so bad about that. I mean, should have got Peter to buy some new ones, really. But you know, it was a great fun day, and I will print that photo of the three of us. Pete Cox was down there with us as well that day, wasn't he? So, and the guy on violin, just so you guys know, was Maris Peter Levix, who also plays with Call and Blue Jay. So you can see all these people are kind of connected in these weird circles. But
fine violin player he is too.
He is, yes, indeed. And it's just been a pleasure having you on the show, Richard. So I'm going to end with your poem now. But before you go, I've just got a question to ask, which Ryuzaki, sorry if I said that wrong, has just asked, when you are performing music, I'm assuming this applies to poetry, I'm going to answer it too. When you're performing music, is that when you creatively feel the most authentic version of you? And what emotions do you feel in their moments? That's what they want to know. So what would you say to that?
I say that I feel absolutely privileged to be accepted by people who have spent hours, days, years learning to play their instruments, because I can and didn't take the time. My joy is when I get two lines that rhyme and I realize that they can be sung, because sometimes you rhyme the scan is just not there. How do I feel authentic? No, I don't, but I don't feel a fraud either, because I've wanted it desperately in my life to write one song. And the fact that I've got 10 of them sitting on a website waiting for people to buy them so that I can give them the money to Parkinson's. Just if we can sell some, then it's going to be even a greater joy. But in itself, to me, it's a crowning achievement part of the crowning achievements of my life.
Can you write? Well, I could do it if you can't, but write the website in the comments on YouTube, just so people can check it out. Because he's got a 10-track. Well, they're 2 5-track EPs, aren't they, up there? I did 2 tracks for you, and I think there's various other artists from Steve Carroll to Ian Brown on there, wasn't there? Not the Ian Brown that was in a different one. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I mean,
to me, he is the Ian Brown.
The Ian Brown, yeah. So, but yeah, do post it up there. I think. I mean, I'm gonna have to leave you there, Richard, because I've got Gabriel waiting. So I want to show you a video quickly before I let him in the waiting room. But yeah, but please do check out Richard Tyner's stuff. richardtyner.co.uk, is it?
That is correct.
Yeah.
www.richardtyner.co.uk.
And you can see his poetry up there and the music too. And is there anything else up there? It's linked to the Parkinson's.
If you listen down to the spoken word poems, and when it asks you if you want to see more, there are absolutely, I think there's about another 30 or 40 poems that I have orated, hidden away in the valleys of the website.
Okay, brilliant. So do go and check that out, guys. But thanks, Richard, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting, and I hope to catch up with you soon. So, cheers, Rich.
Bye, Matt.
Right, it's going to put Richard back into the waiting room. Okay, he's gone. I'll answer that question as well. So when you are performing music, is that when you feel creatively the most authentic version of you, and what emotions do you feel in the moments? I think for me it depends. I mean, sometimes it's a part of you, obviously, and it can be authentic, and it can be I can't explain it, but it's just it can just be a persona as well. So I mean, sometimes when I do my electronic music live, that's a different persona to when I perform out acoustically, for example. And I guess emotions I feel, it again depends show to show. Sometimes I feel ecstatic and full of energy and just passion, and other times I just feel a bit dirty and like I don't really fit in. So it's it depends on the moment, but it's definitely a good tool to have, being in a space performing in front of people. It throws up all kinds of emotions and different versions of yourself. But I don't know if I don't think authentic would be the right word. I think there's just many sides, of that person. But that's my answer to that. So I'm just going to show you guys, before we get Gabriel up on the show, just one of Richard's poems, and it was recorded at the Universe for their video sessions on YouTube. They're all still up there, so if you go and like the Universe, you will find that just there. And this was filmed in the Herschel Arms. This is a beautiful bar in Slough, definitely my favourite pub in Slough. You should definitely check it out and support it, run by a lovely Irish chap. And I'm going to play this one for you now, guys.
This is a recitation about my trip with my best friend. From Killimer we took the road they called the Connor Pass. We felt the weight of history, so we stopped and had a glass. We talked about the 60s, and then it began to rain. We loved this part of Ireland, so we decided to remain. I said, 2 pints for us, and what about yourself? He thanked us for our custom and took a bottle from the shelf. So we had a chaser, and then one more for the road, then down the pass to Dingle to find our bed and board. We head for the harbour, for years it's been the same. He walks along the jetties where he's looking for a name. I leave him to his reverie until he's satisfied his need. Then we head for Flaherty's with walls and walls to read. Two pilgrims in our own land with only days for us to spare. We will rise in the morning and set off for Kenmare. On the dash is a player that plays only his CDs, trading jokes and the crack and attempted harmonies. So we turn homeward. At Killimer we join the queue. As we cross the Shannon, a pod of dolphins arrive on cue. Into the ancient wasteland, a moonscape of giant stones, the Burren's beauty mesmerising, but we feel the call for home. Onward into Galway, where we tarry for a while, to gaze at Armada descendants and see history in a smile. It is for me a wonder to think a friendship of 60 years, all that time together, the laughs, the fights, the tears. Soon I'll be back in England and phone you now and then. Then you'll say, come on over, and we'll do it all again.
Wow, so that was Richard Tyner's poem, filmed in the Herschel Arms, and that was for Pete Cox's Inner Verse, and that was supported by Resource Productions, actually, who are a great film production company in Slough, and do lots of great things for young people in the community, giving everyone a real kickstart into the industry. We do some collaborating from time to time, and they're really great to be just to sort of be on board with them, really. So it's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna get Gabriel up. Let me just see. Oh, we got Charlie just asked a question in follow up to. Okay, a follow up question. Can you tell us what feeling prompted? Oh, right, okay. What feeling prompted you to start performing? I'm going to ask Gabriel the same thing, but the feelings that prompted me. I mean, when I was young, I think I was always inspired by the old grunge bands and hard rock bands, e.g. Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, that sort of stuff. And I was pretty shy, and I don't think I was the best performer in the world, but I just really wanted to do it. And it helped me through a lot of hardship when I was growing up, emotions and feelings I couldn't quite put into words, and you can express them through music, and it feels like if you say anything in your music, you can kind of got a free pass on it because it's artistic expression. Whereas if you say that real life to somebody in person, they might call the suicide helpline or sort of point in the direction of getting some help with something or other, so it's like like these sort of like outlets are good ways to really just write things down and have a bit of free pass and artistic expression to sort of write them in your own way, and that's kind of my feeling on it, really. But yeah, it really helped me through a lot of shit, and performing wise, I don't know, I performed because I thought that's what you had to do when you write songs. You have to get out there and perform them, and sort of didn't like it at the beginning. Found it very scary, very rewarding eventually, and after a while you just start to just become the thing you've been scared of, right? So if you are scared of performing or hosting online sessions, the more you do them, even if you're scared and all that stuff inside, the more you keep doing them, the more you sort of become them, and before you know it, you're like, oh, don't know why I was so worried about that. It wasn't too bad after all. Okay, let's get Gabriel up. So Gabriel Moreno. Gabriel, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you see me? I'm going to start the video.
Not just yet, man. Oh, there we go. Brilliant.
You probably see me now.
I can see you very... Yeah, that's great. Yep, perfect.
Wonderful.
So,
how are you?
Yeah,
How's
I'm
the
good,
program?
man. Really, really good. Yeah, it's going all right. We're just showing a load of videos. I'm going to show your video after this one, I think. So, but yeah, I'll just tell everybody a bit about you. So Gabriel is a Gibraltar singer-songwriter and poet and curator. So he curates events. One of his new things at the moment is Poetry Mondays. He was running that before COVID, and they used to get quite wild, right, on a Monday night in Hackney.
Quite busy and mad, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe they've just started up again, haven't they? So
yeah, we are starting in the Mascara Bar, and hopefully we can continue, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I've been to a couple, but I always go early doors, so I don't see the night of what really happens, you know. But I've heard all about it, so you know, one of these days.
It all begins in the after party, yeah.
And quite recently we filmed something for Penn International, didn't we? So together, that was an event to raise awareness for poets and writers who have been locked up in various countries.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was a nice event with you and Edgar, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
So, what did you come to talk about then, Gabriel? I said that everyone's got a free topic to talk about. So, what have you come here to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about music post-COVID era. I mean, a lot of people are really looking forward to the gigs and looking forward to live music, but will they come when they can actually come? Because before COVID, we had some difficulty in keeping the underground scene together, making people come to gigs. I mean, there have always been lots of supporters, but yeah, my wish is that when this is over, we remember that we missed music, we remember we missed performance, and we remember we missed poetry and give support to the underground, right?
I certainly hope so. I think it's but I mean, is it not because I mean I thought about this and I thought, is it not when we are doing it, it's almost like we got an oversaturation of stuff happening.
That's true. Yeah.
And all of a sudden when COVID hits and then there's a couple of events happening, all of a sudden everybody's at that one event. But whereas London pre that, there was events happening all over the place and people didn't know what to go to, what to choose. Do you think that was the case, or like
that was the case in many cases, especially from the people that we know? But this is from a little scene, no? The underground scene has a very limited kind of reach, but there were many other people who I know who never even went once to see what I was doing, or other people and people who knew about it and who actually now say that they like music, they like poetry, they want it, they're desperate. But yes, sometimes I think we get into our routines of our everyday life, the things that are comfortable, Netflix, which no insult to them, of course, they have some interesting programs, but the idea of not doing anything beyond our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody has the right to do whatever they want. What I'm saying is, let's not be hypocrites. If we say we want music, if we say we want poetry, if we say we want culture, if we say we want art, well, let's try and get out there and see things and enjoy the music, and the poetry.
I completely agree with you. I think, but in some ways, I think this is from a Windsor mentality. So I've grown up in Windsor. And moved away a little bit for university and obviously the London part when I met you guys and all that. But what I found is that people tended to want to go where the people go, right? And so if you're in a circle of friends, to put your hands up and say, I want to go to this poetry and music event, is probably not the most popular sort of like choice for most people. They want to chat and they want to drink and they want to dance and things like that. So like getting someone to like go, I want to do that over them other things is a very difficult commitment. And it's all right for them to say during these periods, oh yeah, I really want to get involved in poetry, music and art. But it's like, are they going to commit? Do you know what I mean? Like when it all goes back to the clubs opening again and the bars and the pubs, are we going to get some commitment? So
I think probably not, to be fair. I think they should, not for us, more for them. To be fair, sometimes they say, oh, are you very sad that not many people don't come? I'm like, actually, we make a living, we're okay. Our nights have been really busy. Yeah. I'm sad for them because everyone who's come for the first time to one of these underground nights has always said, oh, I can't believe I haven't come before. Because what a different experience. I mean, we can drink every weekend, we can get wasted every weekend, we can talk about our bullshit job every weekend, we can repeat our patterns for all our lives. But when you go to this kind of event, there is a moment of silence where you have to actually listen and experience something that's not you. And people usually, in let's say 80% of the cases, they come out with something personal, something humane, something to add to their experiences and to their lives. No?
I 100% agree. Yeah.
So for me, I know it sounds pedantic, pretentious, and arrogant, but to be fair, it's their loss if they don't come, because there's a lot to be found in this poetry and in these music nights. And I'm not talking about mine in particular, all of the wonderful array of fantastic underground things happening in London, and in Windsor, the ones that you're running, and in other places like Bristol that I know, Brighton, and all over the place.
There's magic happening everywhere there. So
there's magic.
Yeah,
magic. There's still magic.
No, I said I've always loved what you've done, and I was saying before you came up on the show that where I met you was at the Lantern Society, and it took me a while to even come there. I think. I mean, I was connected to you through you did a gig in Carla's flat, and so I was connected to you that way. But then even to get to the Lantern Society, it took me a few months to get down there, and when I did, I was hooked. I was like, this is like what I've been looking for, like for ages in London. I get a lot of that with Music and Words. People show up and they've been, I've been seeing this thing happening for a little while now, and I've not come to it. And then they'll come, and then they'll just come religiously, and then all of a sudden they'll start dropping off again. And I did that with the Lantern. I stopped coming a little bit,
course.
you know.
But that's totally normal. You can't be there for more than a certain amount of time, you know, because the momentum and the periods, they have a certain life to it, no? And of course, some people come for 6 months, 1 year, even they come after 5 years. But the point is that once you make the effort to see something new, then you can either choose to go back or not, but at least to have that experience. No, many people say, I don't like poetry. And you're like, when's the last time you actually went to a music and poetry night?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time you connected with it, no?
If I'm honest, before I met you, I was not into poetry that much at all. And then you unleashed some dark poetry. I mean, I was like, oh, actually, this is quite nice. It's like, you know.
And now you do more poetry than music sometimes.
Well, I mean, I don't really write poetry myself.
No, not yourself, but in the nights, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I knew that had to be a connection of the club in Windsor, because I thought, well, actually, like, that's the most accessible art form in some respects, because you know, and I wanted to make it accessible. It's not accessible to do it amazingly well like you do. You know, you blow the water, people out the water in many times with like your words and your imagery and things like that. But just to start writing is much easier than learning an instrument and things like that. So it makes it accessible for someone who wants to get involved.
Totally agree.
So yeah, and it's kind of, in some ways, it's like it really complements music really well, because it makes things more dynamic, you know. And if you're running a night like yours in Monday, you do the Poetry Mondays, which is mainly poetry based, but a lot of musical characters pop out, and but they fit in with what you are doing, and it's quite out there and theatrical in some respects, you know. It's a really beautiful
and also
thing.
it becomes a bit more philosophical, no? Because with music, people usually, you know, they give way to their senses. So
True.
they enjoy the experience, you know, through the sounds. But with poetry, they have to concentrate, because they are words, no, on the ideas.
Yeah.
So things pop up, you know, anti-racism, or things pop up like friendship, things that usually people can't really talk about when they're listening to music, because they're absorbed with the sounds, no?
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a nice combination. Also, a whole night of poetry, even for me, who I'm absolutely devoted to poetry, is boring. I like to have the music. You put music, even if it's just like, you know, background music for a break,
yeah.
or even if it's the rhythm of someone doing rap or doing spoken word, but there is music to it rather than just ideas. So I like what you do, because you combine them both.
And so do you. Can I ask you this question that someone posted up a little while back? It's and it says, when you were performing music, this could relate to poetry as well, is that when you creatively feel the most authentic version of you, and what emotions do you feel in them moments? So quite a long question, but
it's a long question, but it's really interesting, because I thought about that not long ago, a couple of days ago, because what's happening is that sometimes you don't feel yourself through the pandemic and all that. And yes, I remember when it goes well, obviously, when you're connected to yourself, to the stage, to the people, to the music, to the sounds, when you are connected 100% is when I feel most myself, or the version of myself I like most, let's say. So when it's going well on stage, I do feel like, wow, this is the person I wanted to be, or this is the experience I wanted to have, even more than traveling or like having sex or drugs or anything of those pleasurable experiences. No, the stage does it for me. When it goes right, it can also go very wrong, and you feel like the most awkward, stupid clown on the planet.
Yeah.
Because you've spent all your life trying to do this, and then you're 40 years old and still it's not working, and still it's a mess, and you're not connected, and you feel nervous, and it can be really terrifying. But the good moments, you feel you're like top of the world.
I've been there, man. So it's like worth the gamble, isn't it? You know, for them really terrible moments where you feel like shit, and the good ones, you know, it weighs each other out, doesn't it? So, you know.
Absolutely. It's a risk for sure.
So I know you probably not coming to talk about this, but I'm going to plug it anyway as your album and your launch. I know you probably do want to talk about it, but I'm going to probe you. So, tell me about what you've been up to, like creatively.
Well, you know, in lockdown, many of us need to find a direction, a focus, and I started my solo album. I only had 2 songs recorded, but I decided I had to finish it during lockdown. I'd never done a totally solo album because the first one was in combination with some musicians in Barcelona. So I decided to call my producer friend Andrew, and together I recorded most of it at home and then went to his studio post-lockdown to do the mixing. And very quickly it was all put together, and now it's there. It's out. The CDs are already there. I think a couple of friends from Windsor have already ordered one. Thank you, Pete and Dean.
Great.
And
I ordered the vinyl, but that's not arrived
yet. The vinyl
yet,
is waiting for you. The vinyl will be out very soon. Thank you. And the launch will be on the 10th of December. Luckily, Adam Beatty and Fiona Bevan organized a beautiful winter festival in church.
Yeah, I think I might be supporting you guys on that. Not musically, but maybe doing some tech work.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So
that's so great.
They're just trying to work
It
out.
should be a lovely festival. It's 4 days of music, 2 launches, my launch, Adam Beatty's launch, and Fiona and Samantha. But yeah, I'm really excited. Whiskey with Angels is my favorite album up to date. Obviously, your new one is always your favorite.
Yeah.
But everyone that's listened to it I've had very lovely reviews and lovely comments.
It's amazing. I remember chatting to Adam about the album, and he said it might be controversial, the fact you're putting this out in the church, and especially with your front cover. What's on your front cover, Gabriel? So
the front cover, there are 3 nuns smoking and drinking whiskey. That's why it's called Whiskey with Angels. But the idea was to mix a bit the divine and the decadent in a way, a funny way, not so serious. And I love an Italian photo I saw that had those nuns smoking. So we reproduced it with some London angels. There are 3 friends of mine from the London underground live modeling scene. And yeah, I like it. I mean, some people have not really taken a taste to it. I had a couple of bad comments from friends and especially feminist friends.
Oh,
sorry, it's not meant to be a chauvinist cover. It's meant to be a moment of joy and divinity and exploration.
You're gonna have to hand it out in brown paper bags at the show. So
please look at it, and if you hate it, that's okay. Say it, tell me, call me.
Well, on here,
listen to the music, which is more important.
Dean Wright says it's such a great album, so he's listened to it. My mum's also downloaded it. She said, "I've got the downloaded version, love it."
Thank you.
And Tom's very looking forward to receiving his vinyl. So lots of fans and supporters on there, mate. So
it's on his way, and on the way to you as well. The vinyl will take a tiny bit longer, 2 or 3 weeks. But Pete as well. I sent the CD to Pete. It's probably arriving today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I really thankful for all those contributions because it's helped me be able to actually produce it.
It's brilliant, man. Brilliant. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, Gabriel. I'm going to play one of your live videos now. And this was filmed in the studio. It was over one of our Music and Words sessions. You were hosting it for me, if I remember.
It was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Thank you for everything you're doing, Matt, for keeping the music alive, the art alive. Thanks for all your music, for your art, and for all the videos. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks to you, buddy. Take care, mate. Speak to you soon. Okay. Right, that was Gabriel, everybody. I'm just going to find this video now. Okay, so this was called Angel of Joy, I believe. It's in my folder somewhere. There we go. And this was this is on his record, which he just put out quite recently. So do give it a listen. And this is a live version of it, filmed in the studio prior to Gabriel hosting the Music and Words online. So enjoy.
Angel of joy, where have you been? It ain't been fun since you last were around, with your vest and your jeans. I'm sorry I failed to grasp every breath. I thought there was time for the pages to turn, for the gems and the bells. Bring me
a different year. When nights filled with love and beer, there's only worry here. Angel of joy, let the mist and the dust disappear. Do you mind if I stop with the twist and the turns? It's so hard to uncurl the snakes and the spurs and the thoughts of my head. Remember the times when you ponder around? We used to coalesce with doves in our chests and lights in our shrouds. Bring me some southern light to set right my faulty eyes. I'm tired of being sick and blind. Angel of joy, take me back to the heat of the night. Bring me some southern light to set right my faulty eyes. I'm tired of being sick and blind. Angel of joy, take me back to the heat of the night. Take me back to the heat of the night. Oh, take me back to the heat of the night. Please take me back to the heat of the night.
So that was Gabriel Moreno, Angel of Joy, filmed in the Livestream studio prior to him hosting the Music and Words Club. Such an amazing track, and yeah, it's just a pleasure sort of working with Gabriel on many projects. In fact, I mean, that's the best thing about what I do is I get to work with all of these guys in a creative way, creating content and yeah, just sort of like having a bit of fun really. So okay, I think it's probably time for some more poetry. I'm gonna play. Oh, by the way, Mum, I will play Speak to the Tide later. I think I'll play that at the end of the show. So I'll do Speak to the Tide and I'll do another ones of Matthew One Mans as well. But for now, I think what I'll do is I'll play another couple of poetry videos. So let's go with Naomi Wood. So Naomi Wood is a poet, and she does lots of many things, amazing creative things, from sort of the hoop stuff, and yeah, she's brilliant. And she come down to Windsor a couple of times, and she's been a host for Music and Words for our all-female sessions. She did a live session for us as well, and she is yeah, just brilliant. So I'm going to play a song which we filmed down in Windsor when she was down here for her performance. Right, let me just pull this one up to Naomi Wood.
You don't have to be good. You are not the figurehead strapped to a vessel named after a fairy tale heroine. Women were bad luck to have on boats anyway, better relegated to the murky depths, doomed in myth to lure sailors to a watery ruin. Maybe even now they fear your depth. The enveloping vertigo of weight pulled by moon, that they'll capsize in your magnitude and be washed up ragged on an unfamiliar shore. So much squeezing of your capacity, moulded and whittled to a more palatable shape when the curves of your compass are colossal. And though you are also 1,000 screams in a box with the lid nailed shut, you bite right into life's ripe fruit and to hell with the guardians of your nectar. Too much appetite is unbecoming, they will warn, especially for a mouth that won't shut. But your streets are lawless, ravenous and undiluted. You are explosives on a precipice with your fingers dug deep in the red soil. It is indeed a bloody business, this building from bones. And from this altitude, you remember, the earth doesn't roll onto her back and play dead. She doesn't disguise her fireworks or her tundras. Instead, she pulls the brightest robes from the box and flings herself across the sky as though it were a theatre offering itself to her imagination. Maybe we all contain a landscape littered with chaos and contradiction and all the things we're told we couldn't be. But there you are, wild woman, dancing boldly in the ashes, barefoot, dirty, boundless, free.
Wow, that was one of Naomi's poems, but he filmed in that same place we showed you where Adam Giles Levy's track was filmed. So just in Windsor, just off the river path. Nice bit of woodland bit, which no one ever goes there. And yeah, that was it. We filmed a couple down there, which was fun. So like I said, guys, this is the Music and Words Club. We are on live stream mode tonight, showing videos from all our favourite acts that have been at the club over the couple of years we've been running. And yeah, all of them have been shot by me. So they were live videos and music videos. And yeah, I'm now going to show you one by Pete Cox, which is, he is the guy that I've mentioned a few times before. He is the curator of the Innerverse, amazing poet, always supports us on the shows. Hosted one of the Music and Words Club in lockdown in the studio, which is great, and just a really inspirational chap. Great poem. We're about to show you now. So yeah, this is Pete Cox.
This is the ends, my lonely friend, the ends. This is the ends where I found the most beautiful friends, the ends. So let me tell you about the ends, where a wheelie bin and a high-vis vest is a burglar's best friend, and where being different is an offence, so we hop a fence to shot yellow gems, and where young boys and girls fall prey to dealers who preach belief in rented eye pleasers. But addicted estates don't shed light on this case in case they get displaced and disgraced because fear rules this place. The ends are tied in knots of how not to succeed. The seeds of disunity are wrapped up in fake communities because there's no communication between those who see, speak and hear truthfully. This is the road, you see, and trust me, there's still a fiend alive and well inside me. I just learned how he breathes, learned how to shine a light and accept those darker side of my tendencies. Never lose a street, as it shows a world that is unique and yet the same in any pocket of the earth's boutique, where women and men on the game in the needle exchange as chemical shame-bound chains won't let them be free again. Desperately seeking a high to get by and deny that internal cry of why. Where manna chat crap until front gets some clapped, slapped, stabbed, or if they're lucky enough to sell door banks. And then you're left wondering just where is my trustworthy gang? And where babies are payments for council flats in the DSS kids having kids trap. Is it called the ends because the beginning is the end? Well, a few of us have proved that you can transcend and ascend this message that they send by addressing your own individual postcodes. You don't have to aim low. We already broke our backs putting on fake fronts for the fear of not fitting in show. So it's time to let go. Self-reflection, progression and protection are our ultimate weapons. So let's turn these ends into the beginnings. Because this is the ends. My lonely friend, the ends. This is the ends, where I found the most beautiful friends, the ends.
Okay, and that was Pete Cox with The Ends. That's one of his classic poems that he performs a lot, and it's always quite hard hitting, especially if you are, if you know Slough and the area, you could probably relate to a lot of what he's saying as well. So yeah, really inspirational guy. does some amazing stuff for the community and in and around Slough, and has made, really brought poetry together along with some other groups such as Exarth and Empowered, and made it a big thing around Slough. So congrats to them guys, really. Okay, I'm going to probably put on something a bit different now. So this is this is my brother. He runs a record label called Uzmi Records, and they've had quite a few releases out. It's all vinyl, and like I said, when we were doing the shows pre-COVID, we were having live performances as well, with the samplers and drum machines and things like that, just to mix it up a bit. So I think we've had a few different live performances, electronic ones. Like I said, anything goes in these shows. I don't want to keep reminiscing about the pre-COVID era, because this is all about how we move forward with these things. So so we're looking at new ways to sort of keep music and poetry alive. Lots of people have been doing that with the live streaming and social distance gigs. Graham Steele being another one over in Bracknell with various things he's been doing. So he's pretty much kept a sort of live stream going 4 or 5 nights a week throughout the whole of lockdown period, which is amazing, from different artists. I was going back to my original thing, Uzmi Records. This is my twin brother, James. It's more of a techno sort of thing. And it's this one stars Diamond Bavell, actually. He's the main star of this one. I'm going to see if I could just find this one right now. It's called Chip and a Rapper. I think most of their names they come up with are quite random. They don't really reflect the song or what they're about. They're just like, oh, what should we just call this? And where are we? If I was clever about this, I'd have had all the videos queued up, but I kind of wanted just to sort of be a bit free with, the sort of flow and see what you guys are into. Thanks everyone for joining in. If you want to have a chat with me, by the way, on the show, feel free to drop me a message on Minus Tone Facebook or Music and Words Club Facebook or Instagram, and just say, I want to just talk about something. Any topic's cool, and we'll bring you up on the Zoom, just like we've done with Gabriel, just like we've done with Richard Tyner, and also our very first guest at the beginning, which was my mind's gone completely blank. We had a good old chat with. Remind me, guys. Please remind me. But yeah, we've got Diamond Bavell later on as well. So this is Uzmi Records, and I'm so sorry I forgot that person at the beginning, because I don't normally forget these things. And this is someone very iconic. It was Matthew One Man. How can I even forget that? That was absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, Matthew. I really am really, really sorry. I'm going to show another one of Matthew One Man's videos. But we had a really good chat about all the stuff there. So this is Uzmi Records with the Chip and a Rapper, starring Diamond Bavell. There's also some Windsor guys on this video too, which you might recognise, who attend the club. So yeah, enjoy.
Mr. Attraction is the name. Satisfaction is my aim. But I tell you, in this game of life, where we decide to look at the things that excite, like driving around cars that were given to me in instance, taking bags from grown-ups as well as maybe those people who would like to see a bright day, capturing so many pictures on cameras because they say an image paints 1,000 words. But maybe that's what we were here to hear. Looking from this as we stare into the eyes of others. My sisters, my friends, my brothers, and as well as that strangers to add into the mix. The biscuit of this, now we can see that this is where the journey continues.
Okay, and that was Use Me Records with Chip and a Rapper. Money House Club's the artist, which is my brother and Rick Jones. They've got a new record coming out soon. It's my brother's solo record. It's very, very good. Highly recommend giving it a listen. Be out on vinyl. I think it's out on vinyl Friday actually. But yeah, very, very good record. And yeah, I don't know if you saw lots of people starring in that you might have recognised. For Windsor, we don't do too badly. A small little town in the suburbs. To try and keep things going creatively, mixing it up a bit. Okay, so I think maybe what I might do is I'm going to show you a video from another Music and Words Club sesh, and it's from Monique. And I don't know why I filmed this, but I filmed it that night for some reason. I don't think I've ever shown anyone it, but it's a cover, and the camera's audio is what's picking up, so it's not the best in the world. But yeah, just to give you a bit of a flavour of what she does. She does original stuff as well. She's just got a video out online, which is well worth checking out. And normally I don't really, I say not allow covers. I encourage people to do their own original stuff, but sometimes covers come to the mix and it's fine. You know, people do it in their own ways. So this is Monique, and I can't remember the name of the song, but it'll come up in a bit anyway. So.
What am I gonna do with this heart? Catching all these bad arrows in mine. of steam. 'Cause there's nothing but nothing between you and me. I don't wanna leave you lonely, but I know what I want, and it ain't you no more. Spend my whole life looking for the one I could call. Wasted all my time on you trying to make us beautiful, but it's clear to see you don't love me at all. Baby, go ahead and say it. I won't take it personal. If you don't stop to count your blessings, one day you wake up and find them missing. I don't wanna leave you lonely, but you gotta know what you want, yeah. Ooh, yeah. If you want love, let's only pretend. Baby, you should have bought a Barbie and Ken. My heart's not a toy to play with. Now I know what I want, and it ain't you no more. Spend my whole life looking for the one I could call. Wasted all my time on you trying to make us beautiful, but it's clear to see you don't love me at all. Baby, go ahead and say it. I won't take it personal. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then again, maybe I will, 'cause we do it all for the thrill. Or just put if you love me still. No scratch that, say goodbye, seal the deal. Real is what you want now, don't ya? But I'm not the one now for ya. This was already over before it began, so walk away. Spend my whole life looking for the one I could call. Wasted all my time on you trying to make this beautiful, but it's clear to see you don't love me at all. Baby, go ahead and say it, 'cause I won't take it personal. Ooh, wasted all my time on you trying to make this beautiful, but it's clear to see you don't love me at all. Baby, go ahead and say it, 'cause I won't take it personal. Ooh, yeah. Baby, what I'm gonna do with this heart? Catching all these bad arrows and darts. I don't wanna be lonely, but I know what I want. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Monique there, everybody. Apologies for the slightly dodgy camera work and sound. That was one of my first kind of like experiments with that new gimbal, and I think I was running a sort of a 15-year-old laptop at the time, hence all the little random green splurges on the sort of shot. So I hope you haven't thought that your TV's broken and tried to give it a smack on the side. That was all me. I do apologise for that, guys. Yeah, so that was the amazing Monique. Thanks to everyone for sticking with us tonight. We've still got a good amount of people on the stream, which is great. So I think maybe now I was going to show you Adam Beattie. Yeah, let's do Adam Beattie. So Adam Beattie's got a new record coming out, and he's got me to do his last couple of videos, which has been really nice. And this one was out a few days ago now, and it's called let me just find the video first before I shout out what it's called, because I have got it somewhere. Maybe I didn't put it in this folder. That's really, really badly prepared of me. Okay, maybe I'll come back to that one then. So Adam Beatty's one we will definitely come back to. I'll tell you, I'm going to put on Fireythings, sorry. This was an act that got in contact with me, and they came from London. I'm not sure quite how they found me, but I was very intrigued. They sort of described themselves as as folk noir. So and they were a big sort of 6-7 piece band, and in the hope we were like, there's no way we're going to get a band like that in there. But we gave it a go, and they were absolutely brilliant. And it was a sort of a mixture of kind of music and Carol was reading a book that she'd written, accompanied by the band, and it was a really special night. Yeah, they then invited me to come and do a music video with them, and this was called I can't remember now. Oh, the Shats or something like that. It's about cats, a crazy cat lady, and I've got my lovely girlfriend to come and help me sort of film it, and she sort of directed them all doing their cat movements. But this is Fireythings, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Je voudrais pas être la dame aux jeunes qu'un beau matin on trouvera dans sa cuisine avec dans les bras juste un sécheur. Je voudrais pas être la dame aux jeunes qu'un beau matin on trouvera dans sa cuisine avec dans les bras juste un sécheur.
Okay, and that was Fireythings, which is great. We really love filming that one, and I just like this the whole concept of the cat sort of thing. I think it's great. Like I said, thanks to Eleanor for helping me out with that one. She was we sort of arrived at their house, and we having to film like a whole music video, which doesn't always people don't always know what they're getting themselves into, and they were like, oh well, we're gonna film in here, and I swear the room was tiny and it was filled high with boxes and bits of furniture and stuff, and they were like, and the shed down the bottom of the garden, we're going to film there too, and there was a guy living in the bottom of the shed, and he was just moving out to go on holiday or something. So we just sort of we think this is not going to happen. By the time we clear all this stuff, it'll be too late in the day. Anyway, between all the helpers on board, they cleared it within about an hour, and we started filming. But you don't always expect that when you go to sort of these sets and to be sort of having to deal with people's homes and stuff. But yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. Right, so I'm going to find you Adam Beatty's video now. I know exactly where I put it. So. And this was out a couple of days ago for his latest record, which will be out soon. Live streaming and doing a concert for it in a church in East London in December, I believe. So, and this one's called 1,000 Roads. I'm going to make sure I've got the right version of it. Otherwise, I'm going to get in trouble for playing the wrong version. So I think this is the right one. If it's not, I do apologise, Adam. And yeah, this was all shot around Windsor. So if you're from Windsor, you'll sort of you'll probably recognise some of these places.
No matter how sweet the love that flows, nature hangs her head because she knows even the gentlest breeze with time corrodes. This love's gone down 1,000 roads. Alone we both thought we could stay till love knocked on our door one day, held out its hand and we both followed. This love's gone down 1,000 roads. We hopped on board and she led us blind. All our past lovers swung on behind. When would we buckle under the load? This love's gone down 1,000 roads. No matter how sweet the love that flows, nature hangs her head because she knows even the gentlest breeze with time corrodes. This love's gone down 1,000 roads. We could fill a train with all our dreams, but these old wheels are out of steam. Up until now they have never slowed. This love's gone down 1,000 roads. In a far-off mirror at the love that flows. Nature hangs her head because she knows even the gentlest breeze with time corrodes. This love's gone down 1,000 roads.
Okay, guys, and that was Adam Beatty with 1,000 Roads. We filmed that one a couple of weeks back. It couldn't be more than that, really. And that was shot around the Windsor Great Park, some other parts of Windsor as well, including the communal garden in my flat. And it's really nice. We didn't intend to do that last sort of scene there, but it just seemed to work. And the neighbours got a nice little social distance concert out of it afterwards, so which is a nice surprise for them. We sort of messaged them all a couple of hours before, and they sort of, let's film them. And then, we sort of did a little acoustic concert from afterwards, so it was lovely. Thanks so much for the kind words, Richard. I really appreciate that. I think without you guys, actually, and all your talents, I just would not be able to do this stuff, I find this very enjoyable. So, and knowing all you guys and all your talents just make it all work. So, appreciate it. Okay, so I think we're going to get Diamond Bell in the chat soon. Got a bit more time for some more videos. So I'm just going to see what we've got to play. Okay, there's Mayans video there. I think we should do another live one, actually. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play on... this is a guy called Arthur Sawbridge. I didn't tell you about Adam's connection, actually, with the Music and Words Club. So he's obviously been there and done a few shows for us. He also done some shows down at the Loading Bay. I think he was part of the Windsor Fringe, where we booked him to do the fire pit session. And that was a really good, fun one as well with his friend Sonny. So yeah, he's not sort of new to the Music and Words Club. He's been a big part of it too. Right, and this other guy is his name's Arthur Sawbridge. He's a violin player that got in contact with me about doing some filming a while back, and I just loved what he's doing. He just creates these amazing sort of soundscapes with a violin and a loop pedal and a bunch of effects. So kind of like on the similar sort of vibe to Matthew One Man. And we had him down the Music and Words Club, and he blew everyone away. It was absolutely incredible. We also had him play down the Loading Bay, and he did a show with Matthew One Man. I think we had Amrit Sond on the bill. So it's all instrumentals, and it was just the most incredible night of just these, instrumental musicians all doing just amazing things. So that was a really special evening. So yeah, I'll play you this track, which was filmed upstairs in the Loading Bay. The Loading Bay are just an amazing supporters of creativity, music and stuff. And obviously they're doing what they can do in these times. And yeah, just very grateful to have the Loading Bay and the Hope as big supporters of what I do. So this is Arthur Sawbridge, and this track I think is called, I think I'll tell you on the title actually, so bear me a second. That was absolutely mesmerising. I remember that I filmed that, just feeling so lucky to be in that same room as him while he's doing all that amazing loop stuff. And I think we filmed that a few times, but every time I just remember thinking, oh, just don't fuck it up, because I mean, that was a long track, as you can imagine. But yeah, it was a really, really nice experience recording with him and having him perform live at the club. And I just can't wait to get back to sort of doing real events with you guys where you can experience that sort of quality on a good sound system in a nice room amongst other people. That would just be so special. So, and it will happen. It will happen soon. Okay, so now I have got the amazing Diamond Pavel on Zoom. Let me just get him up a second. I accidentally closed down Zoom. That was silly. Okay, Diamond Pavel has entered the waiting room. Let's see if I can see him. And I think he's there. Mr. Pavel, I can see your picture, but I cannot hear you or see you. Can you hear me, bud?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah. Yeah, I can't see you yet. Just got a really nice profile pic, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't see your video yet, mate, so... There we go. There he is. How are you, man?
I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really, really, really well. So, yeah, just been having a nice evening of showing videos and chatting to people. So it's been quite nice, really enjoyable. How about you?
Yeah, I've been well. Loads of changes happened over the past few weeks. So I think since the last time we were at the National Poetry Day.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, so
lots
in between there, just learning more about myself, learning more about like speaking in public, and just spending some time with family, looking after my father at the moment. He's a bit unwell, so looking after him.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. So
thank you. Yeah, so that's been taking up a bit of time, and just doing lots of things together. Got something had a a Black History Month performance last Tuesday. It was so.
Okay, great.
Well, I got another one on Saturday. So.
Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, I know there's one in Slough that a few people are putting together. Are you a part of that one as well, or?
I was kind of to begin with, but it's kind of fizzled out for me at the present moment. But if there's time for it and scope, then yeah.
Cool. Great, man. Well, I think I've showed the video which you acted on for Ooze Me tonight. So, just so that that's the only thing I think I had recorded of you in there, and I just wanted to make sure you're included in that. So, but yeah, we need to record some poetry from you, I think, at some point. So I've got some more ammunition for the next video show we do. But what have you come here tonight to talk about then? I said it's an open topic. So what have you come to talk about?
I didn't have anything in mind, but in terms of, because I was just attending some of a Tony Robbins event, so you unleash the power within, and we were just like looking at our values and our needs, and so maybe it's just like about our development or the journey that we've had from the past 5 years up until now, maybe something like that, just to have a conversation and just let me know, how does this work, this conversation that we're having? Is it between us? Is it between those on YouTube? Or
I mean, it's completely up to you. We can include the people on YouTube. The only thing is there was a bit of a delay because I'm using a different software tonight, and it's sort of another spare in the works. So that there's more delay than there normally is, if that makes sense. So if you want to ask them something, it's probably worth asking them something that you want the answer for in like maybe 2 minutes. If that makes sense, yeah. So. But yeah, you're welcome to ask me anything, man. So yeah, by all means, or I can ask you stuff on a certain topic. It's up to you. So
I feel maybe our creative journeys over the past 5 years, or maybe just the creative journey in general, and then we can just have a look at those who are on YouTube. They can just type in some comments, and we'll get through as many of them as we can. If we can't always get to them all because of the delay, then again, just know that thank you for your contribution, everyone, and thank you for the questions.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, because if we were talking about the last 5 years, I mean, we've kind of been connected over the last 5 years at some periods, you know, some more than others. But I remember I met you when you were coming to some of the projects done at SYPC. And for those people that don't know, SYPC is stands for Slough Young People Centre, and they used to run a program which was for 19 to 25, and it was more for a creative program, you know. So there's a program called After Hours, and there was things like DJ workshops, and there was music production courses, and there was sort of live performance courses and Photoshop stuff, and it was a really good program back when there was quite a bit of money around for stuff like that, and I think Bevel was really interested in the tech side and the music technology side, so I think we worked together on a live sound project, I remember, and that's when I taught you some of the skills on the live mixer, from what I remember. And then just so happens that like you've just become an amazing sound engineer from doing these stuff with Music and Words, you know. So, but yeah, that connection sort of brought us together later down the line. Do you know what I mean? So at the time, it sort of happened, and it was great, you know. And I was obviously a tutor, and you were a student. But then it came back again, didn't it? Like, you know, so it's interesting. That's how that sort of comes around, really. So, but yeah, so I mean, how's your journey been then, really? Because from how you were back then to where you are now, what's the biggest change you've had?
So speaking of the sound engineering course, I've actually got the certificate up on the wall.
Have you? Oh,
so,
brilliant!
Yeah.
That's amazing. So
yes, I really like that, and it just reminds me of this is one of the qualifications that I have along the audio aspect and audio role of the creative subjects and creativity. My journey since then, I have become more confident, as well as just being in terms of sound and performances and spoken word. For those of you who are looking or seeing me for the first time, I'll just introduce myself, because that's something that I do quite a bit.
Yep, we want to hear it.
My name is Diamond Bevel. I'm the composer of words, the creator of music. My message to the world, if you decide to use it, is that you are not alone. I express this through music, spoken word, and poetry, writing about the world around me that I see. So that's who I am, and that's what I do. And that was something that I was doing around that kind of time, but not with that kind of confidence, that level of delivery as well.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so I remember some of the performances you did at the showcases, and that was something that you always did. But you weren't doing the improvised poetry then. You were doing more pieces you'd written. So that's been an interesting journey. I've seen, you know, you've been able to develop that skill, which is very impressive. So carry on, man. Yeah.
And that brings me on to the next point, which you mentioned about the improviser. Yeah, as you were saying, I used to write down the pieces, have something more performed. When you said about the showcases, the one that came to mind was a Christmas showcase where the audience was sat down, and I had asked them to just reach underneath their chair and then pull out a gift, just an imaginary gift in that. And that was one of the times that I remember going back to those days and those people, seeing all of the young people as well as the staff that were there just in that one space. And I feel that that's missing us even before the times of COVID. But now when we're in the COVID and the lockdown, I think those type of things that bring people together, like we have this space here, is something very valuable. And that's part of the reason now when I do performance or improvised poetry, I feel to bring and involve as much of the audience as I can.
Sure.
Just to create that journey and create the piece as we go along.
I think that's why people love having you obviously at the Music and Words Club in the room. That's quite an intimate space, so it's them sort of spaces we're not going to get back to anytime soon, because the social distance will mean to have that amount of people, we're going to have a bigger room, and the energy is always different in big rooms, as you know. But I always admire how you draw in a crowd, whether it be a live event or in a online space where you reach out for words and you engage with people and stuff like that. And I've always admired that, you sort of you're dynamic with your performance and how you involve the audience. So yeah, it's definitely a journey I've seen you grow and develop more confidently as you've come along, really. So
thank you very much. And I do have a question for those of you who are listening on YouTube. Just type into the chat, what's your creative outlet? And maybe a sentence or a word that will say where you began and where you are right now. Now that you've heard our journeys as to where we are, where we've been, where we're going, maybe. Just those types of things, because I feel that when you're looking at where you are or where you want to be, sometimes it's just remembering where you began, and it puts a bigger perspective. And sometimes I feel that we can focus on everything that we want to achieve and not look at what we've achieved or what we've done, and maybe get overwhelmed by that big mountain or big achievement that we want to get to. And I think just putting that perspective gives us that little pat on the shoulder to say, you can continue and take the next step forward.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I think especially in these times now, I mean, it's interesting you said over the last 5 years, because lots of people have almost said that the last 6 weeks have been, well, sort of 6 months, like people think, that my life's been put on hold. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, it's not been put on hold. That's the wrong way to see things, right? So you've been given an opportunity to do something that you wouldn't normally do. And maybe you'll find your way back to that path pre-COVID. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll find something else that's developed. So I certainly wouldn't be live streaming. I think I was not really that into that. My vision was, okay, here's a performance space. We want to keep it performance space. Technology can stay in your pockets. It can stay away. This is all about what happens right now. And, I document it with the cameras and stuff like that, but still create a bit of magic around it. I didn't want to film it all. I didn't want to live stream it. And now I'm sort of like the other way around. It's completely flipped me and thinking, actually, no, by live streaming, you can then be more inclusive to your audience, because I know there's plenty of people that join these events on YouTube that are unlikely to get down to the Hope on the second and fourth Thursdays. So they would be grateful to catch up on it after the show, or sit in. And like my mum, for example, up in Nottingham, she just gets so jealous when she sees the photos and it's like, looks like you had an amazing evening down there. But now she can join in on all the fun. So and likewise, there'll be poets and performers that may be a bit far away that could still attend without having to zoom down the motorway and spend a fortune and polluting the air with petrol and things like that. They can literally just get on their computer and hopefully come join us in a space. So there are definitely positives to this, and that's one thing that I've has been really valuable lesson through this time for me. How about for you? What's been the biggest thing that's changed that's helped you grow in this time? So
I think it's the Zoom platform. We use the Zoom platform a lot for work, but in terms of, as you were mentioning, about the connection with people all around the world, and going through that connection, you can meet varieties of people. And one other thing is, just as I mentioned a bit earlier about that, I was on the course on the Unleash the Power Within course. I had, say 10 minutes before, just come up, set up my space, and it's like stepping from one world into the next with that comfort that you can not only have that mind capacity to do it, but the comfort that you might be in your own home. You may have children to look after. You may have other responsibilities which might have stopped you from doing those things, as well as putting yourself out there, which is something I've been doing a lot more of recently.
Yeah, that's great, man. I think that's good. Like you said, that these platforms are there to be able to put yourself out there. Effectively tonight, I've run a show showcasing a lot of the stuff that I've done video wise. It's still obviously supporting the artists, but that's something that I probably would not have been able to do if it wasn't for Zoom and it wasn't for live streaming and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting world, and in some ways it helps you connect more with people that maybe would be harder to reach. And I think of this as like, you know, if someone is now there's no kind of like barrier now between someone attending for a disability, for example. You know, that you don't have to worry about the access in a performance space. They can as long as they've got a computer, they can join in. Do you know what I mean? And be a part of it. And I think that's a really powerful thing. So there's a question up on the chat from Richard, I think it says, and he says, how relevant are the poems of the older generation? So do you want to answer that? If that's something you think that's yeah.
In terms of the relevance, I feel that everyone needs to start somewhere or be inspired by something or someone. And as time moves forwards, the present generation becomes the older generation. And I feel that the relevance of it, there are some pieces which are timeless, like you may have like Shakespeare pieces, or you may have pieces that were written at a time where people were going through specific struggles or specific emotions. And I feel that poetry brings up emotions to people. And that's the most relevant part about it, the connection of the pieces that were written.
I agree. It doesn't matter on your age or anything like that, does it? Like if you're saying how you feel in a, you know, in a poem or a spoken word piece, that's just as relevant as anything, isn't it? Because you know, you've got a voice and you're airing your voice in a creative way. So yeah, I think Richard should definitely keep on going with his poems for sure. So
Definitely.
We all love Richard's poems. They're amazing. So I mean, I think we might have to leave soon, Bavel, but is there anything else you wanted to mention before we sort of call it a night? I'm going to show a couple more videos and then we're going to end the stream. So yeah, is there anything particular you wanted to say or shout out or plug or whatever? So
tomorrow I have a event. Well, I'm running an event called Dream Catchers, and that's going to be on the Zoom platform. So just the Zoom application, and the number is 352-367-242. Or you can just connect with me on Facebook or Instagram just to find out some more information about it. And it's 5 p.m. in the evening for those of you who are in UK time.
5 p.m. Well, if you don't mind putting the link up on the or on the chat, that'd be quite helpful for some people, I think. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll put that on there.
But it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, Bavel, as always. And yeah, it's a shame we're not doing any improvised poetry. I'm not sure quite how well it'll work at the moment. I think we'll have to get some words in advance from our followers. But yeah, hopefully we'll. I'm not sure whether this will be something I'll repeat anytime soon, but I'm going to obviously still use the live stream element for next month. But I'm hoping to get back to a live space, like I said, but keeping this going as well with the element of the live streaming and having people be able to zoom in and have a chat and feel connected to it still. But I'll keep everyone posted on that. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you again, and good luck with tomorrow. And yeah, take care of yourself, buddy. Okay.
See ya. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, that was Diamond Bavel, and he's our last guest for the evening. Absolutely amazing guy. Love what he does. Love how he supports what we do, and just blessed that he just wants to, you know, hang out with us and make music and poetry and be a part of the Music and Words Club. So yeah, it's been really great. So I'm now probably going to end on a video or two. I'm thinking there was a request for my mum to play Gabriel's video, which was Speak to the Tide, which I will do. I'm just wondering whether I put on something else beforehand. No, I'll tell you what, we'll end the show on Speak to the Tide. I've got plenty more videos for another session if we decide to do it. So I'm going to sign out now. I'm going to play the video, and then I'll then end the stream after that. But thanks to everybody for sitting in and watching, and commenting and being a part of this this night. It's been, well, hopefully it's not too self-indulgent for me to be playing all the work I've created, but I just feel like it's just it makes sense. It supports all the work that the artists have done in and around Windsor and London and further afield, and bringing it all together in Windsor at the Music and Words Club, or tonight in the form of a video style show with live performances and music videos. And yeah, I mean, this particular music video that I'm going to show you now is from Gabriel Moreno, who was on the show earlier on, and this was actually almost my gateway into my freelance world. So, cut a long story short, I went through some really big changes and decided that I wanted to go freelance. So I studied. We're talking about our journeys here from what Bavel was inspiring me early on. I studied commercial music and went into youth work, really enjoyed it, made all these amazing connections through the youth work, and just loved doing that sort of thing. And then I decided I needed a little bit of a change. So I went on a drastic sort of health thing, which I won't go into tonight, but I did a big fast, which if you want to speak to me about, I'll happily tell you about my journey through that. But when I came out of that sort of healing journey, I decided to go freelance. I brought myself a good camera and took some photos of gigs and decided to start shooting music videos. And Gabriel's video was the first one I shot, which was actually just a nice and it really helped my work after that. So after I shot this video, I had lots of people getting contact with me and wanting videos and wanting live sessions, and it was all around the same time I started the Music and Words Club. So inspired by Gabriel's Lantern Society and some of the poetry stuff I'd seen going on in Slough, I decided to bring it all together and sort of stop having these different worlds. So I used to have my London sort of folky nights, my youth work where I'd have sort of more like the hip hop grime and stuff where I'd be producing that, and my own music, which I didn't really share that much in kind of either circle. So I wanted to try and put it all together as the Music and Words Club and just say, well, this is everything that I do, and I want to bring everything together and everyone together that I've sort of connected with over the years. So that was the sort of the reason why this whole thing came about, and this was the catalyst for it. So this is Gabriel Moreno's Speak to the Tide. Really enjoyed making this one. It's a great day out in London, back when we were able to sort of walk around and don't have to worry about sort of the 6 feet distance. Good fun. So thanks tonight for joining in. I really appreciate all your support, and thanks for giving me some money in PayPal. I really appreciate it too. And good night, guys, everyone. This is Speak to the Tide by Gabriel Moreno.
Oh, you say it all starts and it ends in the sea. If you're ever away from me, just speak to the tide, we'll bring you right back. And we name pebbles with all of our dreams. Who knows what tomorrow might bring, but I sure hope it keeps us aligned. And is this the end of desire, or the start of a war with the walls of my eyes? And will you still chase pretty boys in the street, or will you find the road back to mine? My sweet iodine, my feminist queen, my stone and my dream. And you said I was a slave and a king. You said I bore a kingdom within. No one but you could ever find. And we relived our parents' mistakes. We took their goals and their aches. This time we'd keep the fire drill alive. And is this the end of desire, or the start of a war with the walls of my eyes? And will you still chase pretty boys in the street, or will you find the road back to mine? My sweet iodine, my question within, my stone and my dream. And you say it all starts and it ends in the sea. If you're ever away from me, speak to the tide, we'll bring you right back. It will bring you right back.